Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Pittsburgh Fringe Artist Chats. My name is Grant Knutson, and through my group, Minion Productions, I spend most of my year just helping artists learn about and plan their travel to Fringe Festivals all over North America. But today, I am here helping us all learn more about the shows coming up in this year's Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe, happening May 6th to 9th, including this show right here. So, could you all take a second and just introduce yourselves for us?
Hi, I'm Matthew. I directed the show.
And wrote it.
And co-wrote it.
I am S.C. Wyndham. I'm the puppetry director.
And I'm Owen Corey, and I am the performer.
Thank you, everybody. Now, like everybody I'm interviewing, I'm going to give you a chance to give us the elevator pitch for this show. Now, if we were at a live festival, this would be just like if you were out flyering lines trying to get us in just, say, 30 seconds or less to think this sounds really intriguing and want to come in and catch it. So given all that, what would you tell us?
So we have a show that handles something that happened to all of us, which is all of our worlds got very small this year, and we were forced to sort of expand them for ourselves. And you have a main character, Richard II, whose world has gotten very small because he has messed up a great deal. So he's dealing with consequences. He's dealing with personal failure. He's dealing with isolation. And he is forcing himself to expand his world back out again and handle that in a way that we think is very gripping, and using his own body, using his own environment to the best of his ability to make his world big again and make sense again and make himself make sense again, which I think is something that happened to a lot of us this year and is worth taking a look at.
Yes, no, that sounds great. And again, like we've been seeing, we all knew there would be COVID shows coming up, pandemic shows coming up, but what I'm loving is and I expect this of Fringe Festivals, the uniqueness, the weird takes on it, the fun ways to look at it, rather than just seeing exactly what we've all been going through, because why would we want to do that? We need to see it in a fun way. Now, this is not, though, a brand new show. It has been done before, correct?
That's right. It was performed in a partnership with Atlantic City Theater Company last October. And then following that, in January, February, it was part of the Living Record Digital Arts Festival in the UK. Then it was also digitally available as part of the Lagos Theater Festival in Nigeria. And it is going to be performed in Philly Theater Week and also in the Anywhere Festival in Australia.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. All sorts of stuff coming up for it. I love it. Oh, very cool.
And if we want to really go back, it's a heavy adaptation of a play that was performed in the 1500s. So
these themes have been around for a little while on there, and these characters, I love it. No, that's very cool. Now, it is a solo show, correct? So we have three of you here. Would you like to give a little more explanation of what your roles are in the show?
Yeah, so I'm going to jump in because I'm a little bit of the oddball. I'm the puppetry director of this one-man show. So I got brought in after Owen and Matthew had been workshopping this for a little while, and they recognized they wanted to see what the options were in bringing in some other characters. There are a lot of characters involved in this Richard II adaptation. And I took a look at what they had and looked at the script, and I immediately wanted to dive into body puppetry, which poor Owen is one of the more difficult forms of puppetry. There's nothing to hide behind. There's no fancy characterization. So, and then we had to do it all virtually. All of the training, all of the directing was done via Zoom like this. So yeah, we integrated, I don't know how many puppets are there?
Five.
And
yes, I leave each performance with 5 of my body parts covered.
That's great.
So we've got 5 puppets and all different body parts.
Nice. Oh, that's really cool. And Matthew?
What to add to all of that? It was something that it was a show that I had been thinking about for years should be a one-person show, because Richard has a couple of lines in prison in what is Act 5 of Richard II that are talking about him being alone and having to create a world for him, to create the ideas of humanity for himself. He says, "Thus play I in one person, many people," and it was like Shakespeare was just giving this little hint, like, try to see what you could do in a one-person show. And so when we suddenly had time on our hands at the beginning of quarantine, I just contacted Owen and I was like, "Hey, do you want to work on this project together?" And then, yeah, it snowballed.
That's great. Yes, but again, I love the Fringe Festival world because there are a lot of ways to adapt these shows. And the idea said, hey, let's make it into a solo show where they have puppets on various limbs. Does strike me as the very much Fringe Festival way to do it. And I say that as somebody who loves these, and that is a great compliment in my mind. I love that.
It turned out to be a great opportunity because we had to do everything in such a tight frame. You know, for people watching a show on their laptop, it's really just like a small little stage space. So we went with it. We pushed it as far as we could.
That's great. And I believe this has not yet been performed for a live audience then?
Not yet.
Not in this current form. Our little partnership that we had was just a one-off performance with Atlantic City Theater Theater Company. They just gave us a platform to be able to perform it, and that was really while it was finishing development. So yeah. now that it's like existed and is a little bit more lived in, this is going to be its first actual live. Virtual live performance.
Yeah. Oh, that's wonderful. I love it. So we're running a little longer because we have three of you, and I wanted to keep chatting. That's great. But I do always like to end off because we are at a Fringe Festival, and the fact that it is virtual this year means that Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe gets to have 50 plus shows involved. One of the reasons I love these types of festivals so much is that you could just take a day and binge watch through a whole bunch of completely different styles in one day, see all sorts of fun, weird, great things. So my last question for you is, do you have any other Pittsburgh Fringe shows that you were particularly excited to see?
I mean, I'm looking at the slideshow or a petition for the position of artistic director at a major seafood chain and other theatrical presentations. Really, I haven't been to a presentation party yet, but I think it's something that basically takes the Zoom virtual medium and says, this is specifically what it was made for. I'm going to do it like this. And I enjoy that.
Yeah.
I just got a quick chance to look, but I was pretty intrigued by the fabulous King James Bible, which is, from what I understand, an alternative queer history of the creation of the King James Bible.
Great. Yeah. That's great. Very cool. Thank you, everybody. So please do catch their show and as many other of the 50 plus shows as you can at the Pittsburgh Virtual Fringe happening May 6th to 9th. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.